One of my goals for Totally Normal Town this time was to make a toy version of A Wonderful Place to Live. Therefore, I'm including this as part of my Go Urbanist series. It's not Pokemon Go Urbanist, it's LEGO Urbanist. So I'm going to start with an overview of the city, and then I'll talk about each of the individual builds, and I'll put timestamps in the description. So the main idea is that since this is a beautiful urban place, I started by narrowing the streets so that there's more rooms for buildings, bikers, pedestrians, and I made a focus on public transportation. So you can see that there's a tramway going all the way around, and right in the middle of the city we have the Seilbahn, which is also called a funicular or a cable car, and a train station. So
it's just over. The train station is back there. Like, because of like how vertical everything is in this version of the town, it's a little difficult to get shots of certain things. But yeah, there is a train station here, and it has the same like magical portal leading to the outside from the previous iteration of the town.
Exactly. And so with this Seilbahn, I really had wanted to try to get something where both sets of cars rode on the same track and just split up in the middle, the way they normally do here in Zurich. But with the type of track gauges possible, I had to use a roller coaster track because the main train track gauge was too big for this. But the roller coaster gauge really is designed for roller coasters, so it doesn't quite work in terms of putting, in terms of having these two tracks work properly in terms of counterbalancing each other, particularly on the curve. Need a little bit of assistance. I hope that LEGO will make a proper public transportation gauge, but we'll see what happens.
All right. For now, I think this is pretty good. Especially, there is a mechanism up here you can turn to technically move them, but again, they do tend to get stuck in the curve.
It works, but yeah, they get stuck in the curve, unfortunately.
And then you usually have to like push them with your fingers. I think you could actually kind of see that at one point in the Totally Normal Town black, white, and red video. There is one shot of the Seilbahn moving, and I'm pretty sure you can see that we have to push it at one point.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'm pretty sure.
But so, one of the things I like about the Seilbahn design is that, a real Seilbahn, you use this very elegant design of having the two different sets of cars act as counterweights on a single cable. This is something that has been used for hundreds of years as a very efficient way of moving people and goods up and down Swiss mountains, for example. And so I wanted to be sure to include that, and in this case, you can see that since I wasn't able to have them both end in the same spot, I decided to do the next best thing and have it be that each one has its own stop at the end of its little track.
Mm-hmm.
So, in this case...
But they're still connected by one cable.
One single cable, and then they have a stop where they meet in the middle, and then they have then each one has its own stop at the end. One of them ends up right here in the park,
mm-hmm.
and at the other end in a market.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yep. So here you see we've pulled the table out so that you can see the back of the train station. So here's where people wait for the train, and the train can go this way towards the little, this little magical portal.
Mm-hmm.
We have the little ticket buildings.
I don't think there's anyone in there.
That's okay, we can add somebody later.
Yeah,
And
all right.
then-
We built this build a while ago, or you did, I guess, and both of us never noticed there was no one in the ticket thing.
Oh, well. We'll add somebody. And so then we have Chez François, which is our fancy restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
So here you can see François himself cooking.
Uh-huh.
And you can see that there's a host who's there to see people. Upstairs, you can see I put this. People can. Well, there's a balcony, a terrace where people can eat on the terrace, and then also upstairs. There's a beautiful dining area with observation windows so that people can look out at the city while they're eating. A lovely chandelier, and so then.
I think this is the one building where like it's not easy to open it up so that we could take characters out of it.
Yeah, I mean I can take it out like this. It's just that this is not a very good. It's not a very sturdy mechanism, so I don't usually do it. But
all right then. All right,
we can. And so this.
Just I'm pretty sure I remember us having a conversation about who would have to be in this section of the town because they would be basically sealed in.
Yeah, no, I mean we can take them out. It's okay.
All right.
And so then upstairs. So then if you are at the Seilbahn stop, you can you have access to this lovely fancy restaurant. Or you can also, from up here, you can take the stairs and you can go to Hogwarts. Now, part of the reason I wanted to put a tall Hogwarts next to this was that people, when they first built the Seilbahn and train station, said, oh, okay, well, you can go up there, but then there's nowhere to go once you're there. But I intentionally made a tall Hogwarts so that people could take the Seilbahn upstairs and then they would end up in Hogwarts. I can actually open up the backs of these builds. And so you can see in the interior, actually, I could just take this off, it's easier. Let me just take this off. And this one too, we can put these back on later.
It's like supposed to be a classroom with a lot of wands.
Yeah. This one,
it's having a little more difficulty coming out, and also
okay.
Pretty sure a candle fell on the floor.
That's okay. We'll get those things up later.
There's more wands. Like Jesus, there's a lot of these things, but I guess that makes
with wands. It was kind of a funny joke that we had so many wands. And so
I guess we really like to do jokes about like having so many of the same thing, like in Lego form. We really like to do jokes like that. Well, anyway, whatever.
So but this is fun because this is the.
Yeah. I mean, this is like a dining room, I guess.
Yeah, this is the great hall where people can dine, and then in the lower floor
there's a potions class.
Class, right? And this one actually, it actually has a lighting mechanism. Do you see where the mechanism?
I don't remember where the thing to turn it on is. That's a little unfortunate. Yeah, I remember we put a light brick. Wait. She found it. Yeah, we put a light brick in here, but I forgot. We forgot where it was for a moment. It's here. Yeah, there's like a little thing you can push on the side.
Right, and so then it makes it all the more creepy. In potions class, you've got the lit up the back part of the potions class.
Nice.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty pleased with this build. It's completely original build. So it's actually, the only Hogwarts sets that we had were a really, really old one from the time when they were using these roof pieces. And it was a very simplistic play set. Plus we had the Yule Ball, which was built for our Christmas season. And then we had one, like, bathroom set with the Little Mermaid.
No, it wasn't a mermaid, like, or was it?
Yeah, it was a mermaid window. You will see it in just a minute.
Oh, right, yeah, okay,
the stained glass window.
Right. But I'm pretty sure, right. I got confused because the set itself, I think, is for Harry Potter Year 2. Oh, okay. Whereas the mermaid thing isn't relevant until, like, Year 4. But I guess, yeah, canonically it was there, I guess. Although, wait, no. Was it in the same room? I don't remember.
Who knows? Anyway.
Whatever. I'm not super duper up to speed on my Harry Potter stuff, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all of this is kind of grandfathered in because Harry Potter has been an important part of Totally Normal Town for a while. Maybe can you get it from below here a little bit so we can see the birds in the tower?
Yeah.
So we have Professor Trelawney and Professor Polani have been an important part of Hogwarts, important part of Totally Normal Towns from the earliest days. So
well, technically, at first it was just Professor Trelawney, but using the minifigure that we now refer to as Professor Trelawney.
Right.
And then I got a proper Professor Trelawney minifigure, and we decided to make them two characters. And I think it was my brother who came up with the name Professor Trelawney.
Right. So
also, by the way, I'm pretty sure we have two Hedwigs. Like, I'm pretty sure if you take this part off, there's a second one. There's like a bunch of animals in here, and there's like Horace Slughorn disguised as a couch.
Right, so that's like the common room up there. So yeah, so this is a completely original build. I had a lot of fun with it. I mean, as I said, like, we're a little bit hesitant to support Harry Potter these days, but this has been grandfathered in. It didn't buy any new stuff for it.
All right then. And
yeah, so we can turn it around.
And well, I guess by that logic, there probably isn't going to be a version of Hogwarts in the next town because, like,
yeah, but that's going to be a long time from now. I'm keeping
I
this
know.
build. I like it. Here, go ahead and you can show the front a bit.
Oh, yeah.
So this is what it looks like from the front, and then you can see that from.
Careful, careful. The spider webs are still open to out, so they're gonna hit the wall.
Okay, well let's close them up again.
All right. You were saying?
Okay, I was just gonna say you could see that. Then, if you've taken the Seilbahn upstairs, then
you can also
walk across this extendable bridge to Elsa's castle. So there's actually
I'm having trouble zooming in to see that. There it is. Yeah, right. Yeah, there's an extendable bridge to Elsa's castle. The bridge to Elsa's castle here, or like this little really thin white part, is retractable, and there is like a little tiny part of the railing on the balcony of Hogwarts that can be removed very easily.
Yeah. I can't reach it from here, but
Well, we'll try to show it more later in the video.
Right, but so the idea was that way you take the Seilbahn up, and then you can go to multiple different destinations in the top part of the town. So since we've started talking about Elsa's castle, maybe we'll pull this one out.
All right then.
Okay.
There's nowhere for you to go if you arrive on the other side of the Seilbahn station, but I guess you can, like...
Walk around under... Look, you can walk around underneath. Look, you can go underneath the stairs. There's a little... Show on the side. There's a tunnel between them, so you can...
Yeah, so you can go between the two stops, so,
right,
yeah.
Right.
And also, I'm pretty sure it's implied you can go to Chez François from the Seilbahn stop, so, yeah.
Okay, so here you can see the extendable and retractable bridge on Elsa's castle. So I'll turn it a little bit so you can see the front. So, yeah, I was pretty happy with this build. As I've said, I feel like this build I kind of made it look easy, so to speak, in the sense that it looks like, okay, well, this must have just been a set or something, and, you know, but in fact, the only Elsa set we had was kind of a children's play set, and I really couldn't use the design moving forward. What I really wanted to do was make something where her castle is sort of like jutting out of the mountain, the way it does in the film. And so I got all of my mountain pieces and built them all up, and then I built the castle so that it comes out of it. And basically, none of these pieces, aside from like these like ones with the sparkly stickers on it, were actually from an Elsa set. Well, obviously Elsa herself. I just basically got out all of the pieces I could find that were the right color scheme, and then came up with a way to put them all together to make a nice castle.
Right.
Yeah, and so you can see, actually, look at this one. Normally I've been putting backs on these. This one I actually I left the back open because it really is always like right up against the wall.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really necessary to put a back on it, I felt.
Yes, there's...
So you can see I put like room in there for Anna to do her music and sit at the little table where she could have some tea. Room for like ice creatures inside and everything. So, and then you can see the little waterfall that I put along the side.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you need to turn
I can see it. Well...
So you can see?
Now I can see what looks like a waterfall.
There's a little waterfall that goes down the side and into this little stream that leads into the Japanese corner.
Right.
Okay, so here in the Japanese corner, obviously this was something we had a lot of fun with because we recently...
When you say we, you mostly just mean you. Like, you built all of this basically by yourself.
Well, yeah, that's true. Anyway, but so we did all go as a family on a trip to Japan, so then I was really inspired to make a Japanese corner, especially with these cute little flowering fruit trees. We were in Japan like just at the beginning of Sakura cherry blossom season, so we could enjoy seeing these beautiful fruit trees. Also made this other tree. I don't know if it's reminiscent of any actual Japanese trees, but anyway, it's actually kind of a bit of a sycamore, which doesn't exist in Japan, but that's okay. It works in the Japan corner. And so then we have the dojo, which in this case, because I had a larger footprint for the building, I was able to make the floor square. And so you can see I have the sliding doors. They slide open on the front and the back. So then you can see that there's plenty of room to practice your martial arts. Oopsie, it went on the floor. That's okay. I'll pick it up later. And also the sliding doors on the top as well. Here, let me spin it around.
That's gonna take a while.
No, you can turn it around. Hold on. Careful of Elsa's castle. Okay. There we go. Just spin it around a little bit. There we go. So we got a bit of a cable extension cord in the shot. But so you can see
Doesn't
that.
really matter. I've had a lot of random stuff in the shot.
Yeah, I know. So you can see, yeah, we don't have a lot of space. We have a little city apartment ourselves. This is a careful use of space to put the Lego city on 3 tables underneath the staircase. But you can see we have this cute little room in the upper floor as well with sliding doors. And so then you can see the little Japanese bridge, the torii gate. And this one is my own design, although there's a lot of different ways torii gates are designed in Legos. And I decided to throw in a cute little shrine. We saw a lot of little shrines while we were in Japan as well. I thought that would be a fun addition. So here I've built a power plant that is a wind farm. So I made a bunch of little colorful wind turbines. I think it's kind of cute. Obviously you wouldn't normally have a wind farm in the middle of a city, but this is totally normal town. And so like these little fluorescent cylinders are supposed to represent the batteries. I'm not super thrilled with this build because I feel like the gray part, I threw this together really quickly one morning. I feel like this gray structure is a little bit too bulky. So once I have time and start building again, I'm going to take out this construction site and I'll make a new version of the power plant there, and then I'll put a factory here. And so this will be a new version of my Lego factory.
I see.
Yeah, so as usual, as a placeholder for lots where I'm planning to build stuff in the future, I made a little construction site. This is actually based on a set. I just threw that together to fill up the construction site. Yeah. The crane is actually a build that I came up with like for a town that I did back in 2011. So that's one of the like oldest builds that exists here. Obviously it was unassembled and disassembled in the meantime.
Right. I feel like you shouldn't have said as usual for like this thing of putting construction sites in the placeholder things, because we didn't have any of those up last year, and we didn't I don't think we publicly showed anything about building up the second version of the town.
Oh, okay, well...
Or at least I don't remember publicly doing anything. I mean, certainly we didn't have, the Totally Normal Town video series, happening while the town was being built.
Okay, well, it's something I meant to use as placeholders. Anyway.
Right, well, either way, yeah. The point is, yes, that is a thing that she does when building up these towns, is setting up these, placeholder construction sets, but it's just that, this is, I think, the first time that stuff is being seriously publicized.
Right, and these two I invented, these two little construction vehicles, and this crane here.
Well, yeah, it's the same kind of crane as that one.
Right, exactly. I made 2 of this crane to be... So, in this site, my intention is to add 3 more buildings. They'll be here, here, and here, and these will be shops on the ground floor and apartments above. And it's probably going to be definitely a bike shop, probably also a sporting goods shop, or a music shop, and/or a toy store. Anyway, but I don't have time to do that soon, but that's what's planned for this lot.
All right.
And here we have the market. This I made last year around the same time I was making the Seilbahn, because it was something to have at the bottom at the station, the Talstation as we call it. So it has a little newspaper kiosk.
Wait, let me see if I can... Yeah, there's definitely a newspaper kiosk.
Yeah, this vending machine is actually from a set. It's been part of Totally Normal Town since the 2011 incarnation, which predates the name Totally Normal Town. This has a cute little hot dog stand. You can see 4 little sauces. I put mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, and gold sauce. You can get delicious hot dogs. We have Skeleton Co.
Oh, I just realized we took Mr. Skeleton Co. out of the stand for filming some stuff, and I forgot to put him back in.
Oh, that's okay.
Oops.
Anyway, so yeah, there's normally a skeleton working here at Skeleton Co.
Well, yeah, if you watch Totally Normal Town Black, White, and Red, you would have seen him.
Right, and so we have a nice little drinking fountain. We have a little fruit and vegetable market with all manner of fresh fruit and vegetables that you can buy. And then, you know, as you're biking around doing your errands. Okay, and then also, I mean, you don't buy everything at the market. You also can go to the supermarket. So let's pull that out and look at the supermarket. So we have, in this case, supermarket that crosses the tectonic plates. So the building is a complete four-wall building, but hold on, sorry, let me get the light in there. There you go.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so but you can see, and maybe move the camera around a little bit so they can see different things inside.
I can see it just fine.
Okay, so yeah, the idea is that here's the supermarket. We put Joyce Byers inside again as the cashier, and then so you can buy your food, other than the stuff you get at the market. And then upstairs is our apartment, so you can see. You know, I have obviously a big balcony with lots of flowers.
Accurate to real life.
Exactly. And we put solar panels on the roof.
That I don't think is accurate to real life.
Well, I don't have to look up there. There might be. I think there are some solar panels up there.
I don't know.
Anyway, then yeah, and so you can see the people inside.
Yeah, there's Dad and Leo.
Right.
I'm on the other tectonic plate.
Right, we'll go look at that in just a minute. But you can see in the back. You can see the kitchen. If you can you sketch?
It's hard to get the light and the camera looking in that direction, but yes, there is a kitchen back there. Let me see if I can zoom in. Yeah, there's a kitchen in there. I think you can kind of discern it.
Right, with a little. I think I've got a little coffee machine and like a stove with a pot on it and such like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I got it to the best of my ability.
Okay. So then let's. So then, the way that this works.
Also, again, you pointed out that again we've had like Joyce Byers from Stranger Things as a cashier in previous iterations of the town, but again, I don't think people saw that before. So saying again feels a little weird.
Okay. So actually, also we could actually show the supermarket a little bit from if I open up the loading dock gate. So this is where deliveries would come in the back.
Feels a little silly considering that there's like basically there's no cars or anything in totally normal town, and there's basically no room for people to come in with like deliveries unless it's like one guy with like one of those.
It could be like a
fork, like a
delivery. Like a delivery bike. Anyway, the thing is, even in places that don't have cars, you can still have delivery vehicles. There's just no private cars. So obviously you would have delivery vehicles loading and unloading to the supermarket.
Okay, but I don't think that there's enough room in this town for delivery vehicles.
You can kind of deliver stuff to it anyway.
Okay.
Anyway, so then we'll pull this out so you can see the other side. So normally, actually, you can see these two pieces of the building fit together.
Yeah. So, careful! And you just broke a bunch of stuff.
Don't worry about it.
It's fine. It's fine.
So then, anyway, so theoretically, they should be one building. Tables don't quite touch. So, but here's the other side, and on the other side.
You have a pharmacy.
We have a pharmacy and a post office, and these open into the supermarket. You can see there's a counter so that people who are at the supermarket can mail their letters and get their prescriptions. And you can see Nico is upstairs in the apartment on the other side of the living room.
Yep.
Right, and then you can see actually I made a cash machine on the post office. So that's so that
if these sidewalks actually had studs on them, we could actually place someone at this cash machine.
We could do that. Yeah.
That's I think my suggestion for the next town is don't have the sidewalks be completely smooth.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we could still do that. We could still take some of the things off and put on ones with
studs.
So we could put the people.
Yeah, just saying that would make things a lot more convenient.
Right, so then it would be easier for pedestrians. So then, because
these really do not look like they're supposed to be walkable sidewalks. They look more like edges or barriers.
Right, well, I mean, we're learning stuff every time we make this city. Okay, so then, so now we have, should we move on to the theater?
Yes.
Okay. You're still rolling, right?
I'm still recording.
Okay, cool. So, here, this one is actually one of the few that's not like a new version of a building that existed before. This one is completely new. So this is the theater. And actually, I decided I wanted to do this because we've been in a theater club for the past couple of years, which we've really enjoyed, and that seemed like a fun thing to put in the middle of totally normal town. So you can see I actually put a sign that says theater on the side.
And this also says the same thing, but with different colors on the other side.
Right. And so then I also made this one so that you can see inside by lifting the roof off. We'll see if I can do this without breaking it. Okay, so then
You got it.
Yay! So then you can look inside and you can see that I made a sculpture gallery upstairs, which you can actually see through the windows as well from outside. And then you can see a play going on. It's Kermit and Miss Piggy. I don't know what play they're performing. And you can see all of
In addition to like our theater club stuff, I feel like another inspiration for this was probably just how much she likes the Muppets.
Yeah, exactly. The Muppets are adorable.
Or actually, I think it was my idea to put the Muppets in. She had already made this build, and I suggested, wait, why don't we just put all the Muppets in here? Because we already had all those minifigures.
Exactly. So then you can see on this side, so I'm obviously...
But we collected those minifigures because she likes the Muppets.
Yeah, exactly.
So we made sure, I think we made a point of getting all of them.
So here you can see the Swedish chef is actually tending bar. So the top floor, if you come over here, you can see him.
Yeah, I think I can see him.
Right. So then we have...
Let me zoom in a bit more.
Yeah, on the top floor...
Yeah, there he is. There he is.
On top floor, we have this fun little like bar where you can have drinks during intermission or just any time because it's a nice place to be. Here we have, this is the ticket window over here. I don't know if you can actually see it.
Try to get it in frame. Hold on.
This is sort of theoretically the facade or the front of the building. I mean, obviously because of the way the tables go up against the wall, it's kind of the side of the building, but it is theoretically the facade or the beautiful front of this theater. Okay, and then I guess the last building is Leo Deblin Space College, an Institute of Barbering, which has the bakery underneath. Now in this one, you can see I actually couldn't do this thing of having the roof lift off nicely to see inside the building. So my trick, and also you can't also, it's not on the tectonic plates, so I had to have a new trick for how to open the buildings. In this case, I made these facades that pop off. So this just comes right off.
And into a tiny barber shop.
You can see a tiny barber shop. You can see a little poster that I made of Leo Deblin Space College in there.
Let me see if I can actually get it in frame. Ow.
Right. And so there you can see Chewbacca. I put him at the sink for the moment, but he's, he's working at the Space College and Institute of Barbering. He's learning to do people's hair and to be like a whatever space monkey or whatever.
I mean, he already is.
Right. But so he's
like I joked.
He's brushing up on his. He's gonna get a new diploma. And so here we have.
I joked that I put him in there because like he knows about hair and about space.
Exactly. So this is Leo Deblin here. So Leo Deblin also was in an earlier incarnation of
Totally Normal Town.
But so he's actually, this is a character that's from The Daily Show that Roy Wood Jr. created. So it's Leo Deblin Space College and Institute of Barbering. So you can see Leo Deblin is in the simulated cockpit of the rocket, so that you can illustrating how you can learn how to fly a rocket. And there's also a little mini flight simulator for a baby Lego to learn how to fly a...
You can see him through the cockpit, or
I
don't know what...
Yeah, and so, yeah.
It's pink, so I assume this one's supposed to be female.
Yeah, so you can see all of the things that you can learn at Space College from Leo Deblin. And then downstairs is a bakery. I don't know if you can get the facade of the bakery.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a bakery and cafe, and again, I made it so that the front comes off, so that you can see the interior.
A bunch of minifigures inside.
So you can see the minifigs, like having coffee, enjoying coffee and croissants and cookies. You can see that I put you can't see this, but those little cups are hanging from up here.
Oh.
See, can you see that he's got a coffee machine? There's a whole bin of baguettes in the back there.
I don't know how much I can see some of it.
Okay, and so then there's a whole row of cookies up here, and then there's cups hanging, coffee machine, and then he's making coffees. And then there's people here enjoying their croissants and coffee.
Right, and then also, this outside section is part of the bakery.
Right, exactly. And here's where you can see Leia Deblin, she's Leo Deblin's wife, played by Dulce Sloan, I think, in The Daily Show. She's on break having some tea and delicious cookies at the bakery downstairs.
Right.
So, yeah, so that's, let's see. And then, of course, let's talk about, like, these other kind of empty lots. We can wrap up with that. The park is mostly just flat right now, and there's, like, a bunch of stuff that, Nico, I think you said you were taking with you.
Right, yeah, this is something I'm going to talk about at the very end of the video, but basically everything here is, or almost everything here, is probably going to be gone in the near future.
Right, which is fine, because I have other plans for this park. I'm going to put, like the previous, an earlier Totally Normal Town, I'm going to put a fountain, and a carousel, and there will also be an ice cream stand and some places for benches and stuff. So there'll be a lot of park amenities that aren't here
right now. So it's probably a good thing that I'm taking all this stuff out.
Yeah, because there'll be room for all that stuff. And then here, this lot is going to be, I'm going to make a fire department and hospital.
All right.
And again, I will actually make also a fire truck and an ambulance, because even though we don't have private cars, obviously emergency vehicles can have easier access without the private cars. It's easier to have.
Right. You should probably also build, but yeah, I also do think maybe it would be a good idea to make a delivery truck or something.
Yeah,
or something like that, or something to make this delivery entrance a bit less redundant, or to add more context to it.
Yeah, I'll make a delivery vehicle that can deliver onto the delivery. And then this is a this is like some kind of a Christmas Swiss chalet. This is the only thing here that really is a set that we didn't build. Well, I mean, I guess the trams are kind of based on a set, but this is just really a set that we just built because the Christmas set, as I've said before, is the best set of the year every year. And since it was a Swiss chalet this time, of course they had to get it for me for my birthday. It's just here as a placeholder. Normally we have only original builds in Totally Normal Town, but this lot isn't currently being used. So here I'm going to put a library. I'm going to put a really beautiful public library, and when I have time to build it, I will unbuild this Swiss chalet.
All right. Also, again, pretty sure you said normally we only have original builds, but I'm pretty sure we have had basically sets in Totally Normal Town stuff in the past.
Right. Well, I mean,
that's happened in the past. I mean, hell, like some of the things I'm taking out of the park, I think are sets, like this plane.
Right. Okay. So there's always a few sets, but the objective is to have basically everything be original builds.
Also, I'm pretty sure that the white. Also, this is just random thing I noticed, but I'm pretty sure the white parts of these trams on the roofs are normally it's supposed to be snow in the actual set it's from, because it's from another Christmas set.
Right.
But like, I feel like in the current context, it would just make sense if it's just, the roof is just white. But also, to be fair, we do have random snowy things in Totally Normal Town, so I think it would make sense either way.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So this is just basically...
Also, by the way, my favorite detail about the trains, we added little faces to them.
Yeah, so they're a little bit like Thomas the Tank Engine trams.
Except with, like, weirdly small faces.
Yeah. Right, but so you can see we have the lovely tram system that can take you all around the town. You can go by bike. You can wander around in the park. Be careful at the construction site. Wear your helmet. Safety first. And here's you have a beautiful town that is a wonderful place to live.
Okay, so one last thing that we want to talk about in this video is that the upcoming episode of Totally Normal Town is going to be the last episode of the story as it's been told up until this point. Because basically, because this whole town build has always been more of like Mom's project than mine, I've decided to basically just take all of my stuff and my creative involvement in Totally Normal Town and just like and basically just leave. So
he'll be making his own city somewhere else.
I don't think I'm gonna build my own city, but I'm definitely gonna have like more of my own Lego collection, I guess.
So he'll take his Lego collection, which is most of the stuff in the park. Also Freddy's, which is a beautiful build, but I guess we're not going over it today. So he'll take the Freddy's with him, and then...
Yeah, and possibly some other things, not just the stuff in the park and Freddy's, maybe a few other small things, but, basically...
But we're just going our own separate ways creatively, but that's great. We'll continue to have fun with Legos.
We'll continue to have fun with Legos, but this upcoming episode of Totally Normal Town is the last episode of the story that we've been telling up until this point.
Yep.